Welcome to the Novo at LA Live. I'm Rick Slayton, joined by Donna Gonzalez to bring you this edition of the University of Mixed Martial Arts. Making his way to the cage right now is 19-year-old Eliot Aquayo with 10th Planet Van Nuys.
10th Planet Van Nuys, one of our favorite teams to always have come fight. These guys always show up and put on a good show. Eliot is coming to us with 1 year of Muay Thai, a little bit of high school wrestling, and some jiu-jitsu and karate experience. I'm assuming we're going to see, maybe we can see anything from him. We can see some striking, we might see some grappling. It seems like he's able to do a little bit of it all.
We didn't get to see much of him in his debut.
No,
his
we did
debut
not.
was a tough fight for him against Rusuke Tanaka. You know, we talked earlier in some of our other fights tonight about that age difference. Rusuke was the elder fighter.
Yes.
Eliot, just 19 years old right now, not quite grown all the way into his full adult frame.
That's right.
And in that fight against Tanaka, he just struggled against the strength of the older, more built-in fighter.
And
Tanaka used his grip and judo to take him down and submit him.
It's a factor. Grappling against somebody, even when you're the same weight, there's a huge difference between a 19-year-old man and a 24-year-old man. There's all that testosterone, yeah, that comes in those 4 years of growing. That is definitely a factor.
One thing Aquayo did show us in that fight, though, is he is not afraid to engage.
No, he is not.
He comes forward, he throws hands. He's a dangerous fighter.
He is, and at 19, he has nothing but growing to do. This is a kid who is going to continue to evolve his game.
And his opponent making his way to the cage, Adryen, the Island Assassin Spinks.
In the red corner tonight stands 22-year-old Adryen Spinks from Rialto, California. With a record of no wins and 1 loss, Adrian's looking tonight to get that first victory. While he doesn't have any wins in Camo, he does have a victory outside of California, a TKO win at Gladiator Challenge last year.
Yes, and he has some pretty good training underneath him. He has 2 years of wrestling in high school, 3 years of kickboxing, and 1 year of Japanese jiu-jitsu. So that's well-rounded coming for your Camo debut.
So explain to our viewers, what makes it important that it's Japanese jiu-jitsu as opposed to Brazilian-style jiu-jitsu?
That seems like a question that I should be able to answer, doesn't it, Rich? And unfortunately, I don't know how to answer that because I don't know much about Japanese jiu-jitsu. I can tell you the history of jiu-jitsu.
Well, good on you, Gracies. Well done. Y'all buried Japanese jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I can tell you that the reason that we call it Brazilian jiu-jitsu is because Maeda Mitoyu, I don't know how to say his name. Maeda came over from Japan and started teaching some Brazilians some jiu-jitsu, and out of that, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu was born.
Well, we'll find out what Japanese jiu-jitsu is in a moment inside the cage. Let's kick things off with Salvador Arellano.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next fight of the evening is brought to you by Qingdao Beer, scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist. He steps into the cage with a record of no wins and 1 loss. He stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 136 pounds, representing 10th Planet Van Nuys. From Pacoima, California, Eliot Aquayo. And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist. He also comes to this fight with a record of no wins and 1 loss. He stands at 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in at 133.6 pounds. He fights and trains with combined martial science from Fontana, California, Adryen, the Island Assassin Spinks. Your referee, Alex Smith.
Here we go, folks. 3 2-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. 2 young fighters looking for their first California Amateur Mixed Martial Arts Organization win. Eliot Aquayo in the blue corner in our yellow trunks. Adryen Spinks in the black trunks in our red corner. This is the UofMMA. It starts here.
Ooh.
Well, karate
Big
stance.
kicks coming from Spinks. Wow. He does. He Very karate stance.
Aquayo switching stances. Spinks staying orthodox.
Looking a lot like Lyoto with that stance. Oh, nice.
A long right hand lands for Spinks.
Now, both of these guys are really long, so they can use that against each other and just keep that distance.
Definitely two long guys, especially for 135.
Yeah.
Spinks shakes off the kick attempt. So far, Aquayo more testing for distance.
I think we're seeing a lot of respect from both of these fighters with the striking ability of the other one and looking for that angle in there.
Lots of lateral movement so far for Aquayo, which, given the style of attack so far for Spinks, may very well be the right idea.
Yeah. Spinks able to get that kick left, lead left in.
Aquayo loving that outside kick.
And Spinks loving that front kick. Oh, nice head kick. Nope.
Aquayo goes
Spinks
high,
says
Spinks
no.
shakes it off.
You know, we don't normally see this much, I don't want to say the word hesitancy, but usually guys coming in with not a lot of fights underneath their belt are much more willing to
Spearmint,
go
Rhinos,
head-to-head with
Dames,
each other
and
and come in
Games
for
at
those
Topless
strikes.
Sports Bar
And
and
these two seem
Grill
to be very
and
calculating with
Spearmint,
the strikes
Rhinos,
they want to
Gentlemen's
throw. And we don't
Club
usually
are the
see that with
leaders
guys
for entertainment.
with one fight.
Very true. You know, what I'm curious to see now is what happens in round number 2. Does one of these two decide to turn it up, or is this going to be sort of the pace of the fight?
I'm sure that's what they're hearing from their corners. I can only imagine that right now their coaches are telling them, you need to come forward. Obviously, you need to pick your shots, but you really need to pull the trigger.
Is there, so looking at how little action there was, if you're to say someone landed more, it might be Spinks, but do you think there's a valid argument for a 10-10 round here?
I think there's a valid argument for a 10-10 round. I think that they both landed a couple shots, a couple kicks. I mean, Aquayo was finding a home for those low leg kicks, and Spinks, I think, got in there with a couple shots. So, yeah, the argument can be made either way.
2 rounds remain for one of these two fighters to make a statement. Who will turn up the action? Will it be Eliot Aquayo in the blue corner or Adryen Spinks in the red corner? Round number 2 on its way.
Now, do you think there's as much of a muscle difference between a 19-year-old and a 22-year-old that we've been talking about? Or is that a little bit closer together, and so you think they might be a little bit better matched up as far as strength goes?
A little closer together, and also Spinks doesn't look overly swole by comparison. He does look in fantastic shape.
Yeah,
But it doesn't look like there's a huge body type difference here.
I agree. Seems like a little, both of them are coming in with a little bit more urgency into round 2.
I saw some of that from the corner of Aquayo telling him, hands up, chin down, go for it.
Yeah. You know, you only have 120 seconds to make an impression here on the judges and to have something happen against your opponent. That was a nice high kick that landed from Spinks.
Blocked by Aquayo. And now both fighters starting to go with a little more urgency. Spinks loves that front kick.
Yeah, those kicks. Fight all about kicks tonight. I'd like to see Aguayo's hands go up a little bit higher. Spinks has gotten in there a couple times with those punches. I don't want those hands up there.
Very interesting. It looks to me like Spinks has had his eyes on the eyes of Aquayo throughout this entire fight, whereas Aquayo has been looking more at the upper chest area, which is what they trained you to do in Muay Thai.
Absolutely, and I don't know, do they train you to look at the eyes in karate?
I don't know.
Is that a thing? I don't know.
In Muay Thai, they teach you to look at the body.
Absolutely,
so
because you can see everything coming. You can see the
Exactly.
punches and the kicks. And you can basically, with the peripheral, see the whole body. You don't necessarily need to look at your opponent's head. That's not where the punches and kicks are coming from.
Nice left hook from Aquayo.
We're hearing Aguayo's corner calling for him to back him up against the cage. He's got 10 seconds. Somebody should probably turn it on. And there he goes for that takedown.
Double underhooks for Spinks. Puts Aquayo against the cage.
Knees from both fighters. I don't know how to score that round.
This has been very difficult to call all the way through. Two very evenly matched fighters. Well done, J-Tan.
You heard Jay in the back.
Some of the best food in the city, The Grind, at 1601
Yes,
Hermosa
I did
Beach.
research these fighters. They are well matched.
Did a good job. Pretty good matchmaker.
2 rounds down,
So-
1 more to go.
I'm telling my fighter, go for it. We don't know what's happened in the last 2 rounds. You've got 120 seconds to go out there and win this fight. So go out there and win the fight. Because you're not going to win the fight continuing to do what we've done for the last 2 rounds, which is feel your opponent out. You know, keep that distance. Look for the one shot. Maybe go in there and set up a whole bunch of combinations. 1, 2, 3, kick. One, you know what I mean? Like, let's turn it up. Let's turn up the volume. Let's turn up the intensity. Let's go out there and win this fight. I'm imagining that's what's going on in both corners.
No one's made a clear statement yet, but they have 120 seconds to put that flag planted deeply in the
Boom.
center of the cage.
Plant the flag. Own it. Who gets it?
One
Combined
more
martial
round,
science.
folks.
10th planet Van Nuys. Go plant your flag.
Will it be Eliot Aquayo or Adryen Spinks? Let's find out. That was almost the strangest hug of all
I
time.
was about to say, are they going to hug it out before the beginning of the round? It's not very often we see amateurs with that Lyoto, that karate style that Spinks is showing.
It almost looked for a moment there about 20 seconds ago that Spinks went for a Stockton slap.
Where's he from? Rialto? Well, that's the IE. We already said that there's
They're very
the
Stockton-esque.
je ne sais quoi in Stockton and IE style. That kick was a little bit of a slap.
A lot of kicks from Spinks. A lot of
I don't
kicks from
think
both
we've ever
fighters.
seen this many kicks without the combined same number of punches in a fight before here at the U. This is probably the most heavy numbered kick fight we've had, or at least in a long time.
Aquayo playing that front hand low.
And, you know, he's been switching styles constantly, or stances, you know what I mean.
Now they're starting to turn up here.
There it is. Got 30 seconds left. Somebody needs to make a statement right now. Oh, and I think Spinks is trying to.
Hands all the way down.
From both fighters. Oh, get your hands up, guys. Seconds. Woo.
Nice left hook. Probably the most significant punch from Aquayo
Of this
tonight.
round, yeah. So how do you score this?
I have no idea.
Me
I'm glad I'm just
either.
talking about it.
Me too. I'm glad I'm not the one deciding this fight.
I would not be shocked by a draw here. Would not be shocked.
I'm with you on that one.
I think this is one of those fights that really would have benefited from these two fighters maybe meeting in 1 or 2 fights in the future, having that extra third
I agree.
minute.
Yeah.
Let the round develop some more.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see what these guys go back and do at their camps now. Because going up against another striker, are you going to have another fight like this? Do they go back and they work on their wrestling? Do they try and take the fight to another place?
Very, very interesting fight from both guys. Very measured, very well paced.
Yeah.
Neither one.
They showed a lot of composure for guys coming in with only 1 fight each. We don't usually see that with these amateur guys coming in with only 1 fight. They want to come out here and start banging and start brawling, and we don't usually see this kind of composure and picking the punches. Now, so what these two need to work on that maybe usually guys don't is turning up the trigger finger. Like you gotta go in there and get it. Yeah.
Both these guys a little slow at the starting gate, but You know, we talked about maybe longer rounds benefiting
Yeah.
out of both of these two, which they'll get to eventually as
I
they
think
move up in the
that
amateur
would work
ranks.
for their style. Absolutely. These are not guys that you're like, oh, they're going to burn themselves out.
No, both fought very smart, very cerebral, it seemed like they were both making intentional choices.
I
throughout the
agree.
fight.
I agree. They were both very smart fighters. They're coming in with really high IQ, fight IQs, and it's huge for amateurs.
Who knows how to score this one? We'll find out how it went down. Let's go inside the cage with Salvador Arellano.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges score the fight the same at 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, Eliot Aquayo.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Eliot Aquayo. Eliot, we saw a very, very closely contested match right there. What was the difference, do you think, that gave you the win?
Honestly, I think I was.
What was the difference that gave you the win?
My bad. Well, I think I was moving a little more than him. He was a little stationary. Not to say that he was not, contested opponent, but I feel like I'm a little more and got a little more cleaner shots, even though, I didn't throw a couple flurries out there like him.
You had great head movement as you were trying to land your strikes. It must have been very frustrating as he was doing the same. Was there anything about your opponent that surprised you coming in?
Yeah, he has a very cool background. He has a traditional background. I saw these cool kicks coming, and, that's how I grew up, a bunch of traditional, martial arts. So that was cool to see, and how he made it work in the cage.
Well, you look good in here striking. Eliot, what's next for you at the U?
Oh, man, at this venue, I'm going to go eat. But after, when I come back in training, my coaches obviously, they take care of me. I'm listening to them, to Jay Tan. He takes good care of us. And I'm going to take any fight, they give to me. So,
Anybody you'd like to shout out for this win?
oh, man, everybody. I have a whole list. I don't know if you want me to say it, but my team, my family, my coaches are my family, my team are my family, my friends that support my everyday grind, they're my family. I put them through so much, and I'm thankful for everybody around me, man.
Well, we want to thank you for a wonderful performance. We also want to thank your opponent, Adryen Spinks. Give it up for Eliot Aquayo, ladies and gentlemen.
Your winner by unanimous decision, Eliot Aquayo.